So I needed to make this video. Absolutely crucially important for me to make this video. This is going to be probably the new evidence of everything about understanding you're going to probably need to know about why Frankie was being raped and not saying anything. Why was Frankie continually not saying anything from being raped? Number one. Remember, and I had seen Miguel punk Frankie out more than once, but it was hard to look, and he'd always give threatening looks to Frankie. So when I was young, we used to play video games, Sega Genesis, and with Mickey in his house. We never went to his house, inside his house, but we went to his house. Frankie, I think, was 14 at the time, and I was 10 years old at the time. I was about 10 older than I was about 10 years old. I had just turned 11, or I was about to turn 11. And we finally go into Mickey's house after 5 years of being friends with him. And we go into his room and we see what his room looks like. Play video games. We play video games for a couple hours and then we leave. And I talked about that Frankie was sitting on the chair. Me and Mickey were playing. I was sitting on the edge of Mickey's bed and he was sitting behind me on this other side of the bed, and we were playing video games on Sega Genesis, and Frankie started crying inside Mickey's room, and it was because Miguel did this, and I heard what he did, but I actually didn't see him, and I could almost see maybe like, I saw like an arm, or maybe like a part of like a little inch or two from his forehead, or for like some body movement, kind of like this on a camera, kind of like, I kind of saw like this, kind of like maybe like this much of it on camera, but he was in the hallway in front. He was in the hallway. He was in the hallway with. He was in the hallway. Frankie would have been sitting here. I would have been sitting here playing video games, and the hallway is right there, right? And so, what happens is. What happens is I look at Frankie and I say, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" And he looks to his left and he does this, and he goes like this, and he goes kind of like, and I see him kind of move like this. He gets kind of nervous and scared, and kind of like, and you know what Miguel does? And I can see that little portion of his body, and I can hear him make a footstep. And he's right over here, behind, hiding, so that I can't see, and Mickey can't see him. But Frankie can. And he does this. And he goes like this, like that, like, shut your fucking mouth up. I'll tell you what you're going to, like, and I could see him kind of like, and you can kind of see and you can hear him do that. And he's very quiet. You can hear and you can tell that he's like targeting Frankie. And he's very sneaky. And Frankie does this, and he goes like, and his eyes turn red. And one of the reasons is because Mickey was like fucking he was being fucking stupid, and he was just joking around. And he was like, "Oh, what are you doing, Hector? You can be a faggot." And he like dry humps me for like a second. We're just being kids. There's nothing really gay shit about it. It is kind of gayish, but he's acting kind of funny about it. Because he doesn't know Frankie was raped. And then Frankie, the reason he says is, he goes, Frankie goes to Mickey and says, "Hey, Mickey, don't, no." He goes, "No, that's my brother." So Frankie turns and flips the script on Mickey, because I'm his brother. And that's why. Because even Frankie, even as close as he may be friends with Mickey, he's still protecting me, and it turns, that is a brother. He turns on Mickey to say, "Don't touch my brother." He goes, "No, Mickey, don't do that." And then that's when Miguel threatens him. Because Miguel's spying on us, and he's kind of walking up and down the halls, and I can see Frankie, and I'm about 10 years old, and Frankie's 14 years old, and I think he's still going to karate. Or he just enters karate. And that's happening. So I think it's important for me to say this. And I had been in the garage before this incident happened. I had seen Miguel aggressively threatened Frankie while they're walking into the garage, and like into the side door in the garage, into the kitchen house. I would watch, but I did not know anything. Miguel would look at Frankie like, "You want to fight?" And he would demonstrate his size. "I'm bigger than you, more muscular, and I'll fuck you up. I'm in power. I'm gonna fucking scare you. You want?" And he would, his body language when he would walk in, and I remember, like, he looked and he never wanted me to see anything, because when I would walk and I would catch something, he would try to make the threats very secretive, just the same way he did it when Frankie was 14 years old. And this is not, I had seen this type of behavior before, but I do not correlate anything with how much he wants to get away with the rapes. Because remember, when other rapes happen and other homosexual things happen, it's told in secret through the gay community. Hey, guess what? Frankie got raped over there. Oh, guess what? Frankie got raped over there too. They're feeding Diana and Miguel this information. So Miguel, all he has to do is keep doing that. If he keeps doing that, that means other guys are going to be targeted and the blame gets off him. You get to put attention now on the mother and the father and what's else somewhere else. Because you're not going to take me to prison. You know it's going to take them to prison. Oh, but you didn't do anything to me. So he's doing this on purpose. One, because he may secretly know that others could have known. He knew about Bill. Everyone knew about the rape there. And it's very likely, let me take the chance that if somebody else gets the chance to rape him, I have to just keep milking it. If I can scare him now and keep him this way, he's not going to want to say anything about other rapes. It'll fuck everything up. This is a war. This is what he's doing. This is for Ken Cooper. This is very calculated what Ken Cooper's doing and Sarah Cooper are. Sarah Cooper was talking about it the entire time about that rape, and that's exactly what she was talking about, claiming that she was the hero right after my dad's funeral. And this is when I'm engaging horrifically to just every family member on that side. I hadn't seen so many years to find out answers. What the fuck happened? What was going on? But I think it's important for me to talk about, because the reason Frankie is not wanting to say anything, because this guy was punking him out the entire fucking time. And every time that this guy is scaring Frankie, he's not wanting to say anything about the rapes. He's not wanting to say anything at all. And he knows that other people are raping. What does that do over a period of time? Just keep him safe with the faggots and transgender. Oh, now just take it away from the transgender and say it wasn't transgender. No, it was that transgender motherfucker, Diana. That's who it fucking was. So I think it's important for me to talk about, because I believe that something bad happened to Frankie, and they're just wanting to get away with it. That's exactly what it is. This is exactly 100%. This is exactly what happened. So, and, I've never heard of any detective ever being thrown in prison, no matter how bad they were as a person. Never heard of, very seldom you hear a cop gets thrown in prison. You hear one out of 10,000 police officers that get fired or for whatever reason ever lose their badge and get thrown in prison. Not even one in town, probably 1 in 500,000 that's probably even never happened to. Because they are the law, and they claim that they are God of that law, of every right, and they can do whatever harm they want and get away with it. And they know how to, because they're being trained to do that. Everybody knows detectives incarcerate people. This guy is knowing Frankie's being ripped apart, so is Sarah, and Kenneth is the one that's protecting the police officer. So I think it's important for me to discuss this in the most vile of situations, because I think, who knows, I think Frankie could have gone over there. I watched a video and it made me think that maybe Frankie went over there or something and just forgave him. And that's why. So I think it's, you know, they're all covering up for Kim Cooper and Sarah Cooper. You don't understand that they know that it's all going to fall on those because they're the ones that are doing it, and that's what they want. But they know they're never going to get caught and stopped. They know that sabotaging is going to happen from other people. It's very calculated. They know this. Kenneth is the one that's doing it. Kenneth is the one that's going. He shows up and he's milking me. He knows he has me under the sort of control, the threats. He gets to scavenge whatever he wants in the meantime. Scavenge whatever he wants in the meantime. But you're not going to get it. And the faggot community is going to know I protected Michael Jackson. And then they praise me and they attack Hector Moore. I just keep scavenging. You don't know the story. You got to be smart and fucking, you know, Frankie got fucked in his ass. You know, I was a hero. And then you get a faggot face, you know, a white boy that gets on the radio, and all of a sudden that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. They want to make the hero, they want to make the rapist and all this other shit the hero because he was placed on television, he was placed on the internet. You know, he has a radio job where it's in the public. That's why, because it's going to ruin the detective work. Oh no, that's why it was. No, I know this entire story. I know 100% sniper to everything that's going on with this. He is the goddamn motherfucking perpetrator and sabotaging, burning, and allowing, and knowingly with his parents, with the police force and the faggots. It's a gang leader association, very deeply connected, emotionally, vigorously fighting for their mascots. They know they already have their platoon of faggots, and how the industry works with faggots, and how the movie industry has all their gays and faggots, and how, oh, guess what, Julian is a faggot twin, Marco's gay as well. Oh, okay, well, your dad's also a gay too? No, he's bisexual. You didn't know that? Oh, no, but he's a faggot, because bisexuals go with the faggots too. So I think it's important for me to say, because Frank is being raped the whole time. Brutally fucking raped. And nothing's being done about it. And it continued to happen. So anyway, I thought I'd make a video on this because